So I'm pretty sure we can all agree that we live in a world that judges other people way too much for absolutely anything and everything. It could be race, beliefs, interests, or just the way that we look. And while this is perpetuated by the media and by the celebrity culture that we live in, really it's still our fault, and it has to stop. One of the things I love about big cities like New York is that you get to see just how many different types of people there are in the world. You can walk into any park in Manhattan and see so many unique people who are just shamelessly themselves, living in unison. It feels like I could just strip down naked and start singing Hakuna Matata from The Lion King, and nobody would judge me for it. In fact, people would probably come up to me and start singing and dancing with me. It serves as a good reminder to let people be how they are, just like you're gonna live life in your own way. So I wanted to talk about this today because I think it's something that I do too often, and we definitely all do, maybe without even realizing it. I'm a grown-ass man now, but I still catch myself judging other people for no reason. And for me, it started when I was a kid, and I was super judgy McJudge face when I was in high school. I would judge other kids for going to parties and getting drunk and smoking weed, and I always thought that they were wasting their lives away, they were never going to amount to anything, and I was so much better than them. And where did all that judging get me? Because now I am 26, I am unemployed, and I am talking to a camera for a few people to watch online. And even as I got older, I would still judge people for the job decisions that they would make. Maybe they were working retail or a supermarket or any job that isn't seen as super prestigious that you can have a long, rich career in. And guess what happened? I ended up managing a retail store for 3 years, and I met a lot of great friends there. Some were just there as stopgaps to make some money, like I was, and some people were there for their whole careers. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it took me being in that situation to finally start realizing that. And this leads us right into the heart of the discussion of why I don't judge others, or at least why I'm trying not to. And that's that we are all going to live life in our own way, the way we want to, including you. And if you want others to not judge you and to respect you for the decisions that you're making, who are you to care about what everyone else is doing? You are the only life path that you can control. And if you focus on building yourself up, taking care of yourself, and growing your self-worth, you're gonna start to care a lot less about what everyone else is doing. And maybe there are some people who really do suck and they make objectively bad decisions for themselves. But that doesn't all fall on you, and you can't change people who don't have the courage to change themselves. Also, if you don't like someone, if you don't see eye to eye on everything, and they're just not your type, that's okay. Just move on. You don't have to demean them and put them down. There's what, 8 billion people in the world? I mean, there's no possible way that we are all going to agree on everything and all get along. And that's okay. You know, that's human, that's normal. Plus, a huge reason that we don't get along is because we immediately come to conclusions about people even though we don't know what they're going through. If you see me walking in a store or any public place, you might look at my face and be like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? Like, he looks like he wants to kill someone. But, you know, I don't know how I'm projecting, but in my head I'm just busy dealing with all of my problems. And everyone that you come across in public is dealing with their own set of struggles and issues. And someone that you might think looks nasty or is rude, they might have just had the worst morning of their life. There's no reason to come to snap judgments about people that you don't even know. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Trying to stop judging is all about self-reflection. So walk up to a mirror, take a look at yourself deep into your eyes, into the windows of your soul, and tell me what you see. Because when I do it, I see a unique, special, but flawed person. And what I definitely don't see is this perfect human who gets to decide what everyone else should or shouldn't be doing. If we are judging, it's because we're insecure with ourselves. There's no other reason. And it's totally normal to have these insecurities, but it is completely unfair to place these on anyone else but yourself. And if you like the way that you are and the life that you're leading, you don't need anyone else's approval, and you don't need everyone else to live the same life that you are. There's no one model of how to live a perfect life and no exact description of what somebody should or shouldn't do. Now, there are some basic common sense morals and things that make someone a good person or a bad person. But so often the reason that we judge people or demean them is not because of those things, it's because we're so jealous that they're so confident in themselves, and it makes us uncomfortable. And once we finally come to terms with this, we realize just how stupid it is to judge other people. And even though I'm at least a little bit self-aware of this to be able to talk about it, I know I still do it. But it's a part of my self-development journey that I'm really trying to work on. And it's linked with a lot of the other topics that I've talked about on my channel, like perfectionism, fear of failure, humbleness, and trying to control everything. These are the reasons that we look down at ourselves and end up looking down at other people. It's all ego in trying to find perfection in ourselves and in everyone else, but that perfection is just never gonna be there. So I think even if we are doing it, the sooner we realize, the better, because then we can start to improve it. Otherwise, we'll be those boomers who still frown at everything and hate on other people for living a life that they weren't brave enough to live themselves. And we'll also still judge ourselves for being grumpy and not happy later in life like we thought we would be. We can't continue to live life based on what other people think of us or what we think of other people. And the sooner that we can acknowledge that and make an effort to change it, the happier that we're gonna be. So this is something that has been on my mind a lot recently, and I just wanted to have this little casual discussion about it, because I think it's something that we all go through. Remember that you don't want other people to judge you for making your own choices or for living at your own pace, so we should treat others in the same way. We don't live in this 1984 utopian type society, so the next time that you catch yourself placing your values on someone else, just stop and think a little bit. Because us all being different and unique is what makes this world a beautiful place. Thank you for watching, have a good weekend, and I will see you next week.